Hello, everybody, and welcome to Boozy Bar Productions of Shakespeare Raw. All's well that ends well. Are you ready for a fun time tonight? I'm not because my players out here. And someday we'll learn when to stop that without the awkward last person saying, how many people here tonight have been to a Shakespeare Raw show? Me! Who hasn't? Me! Yeah! Alright, well let me explain how this works. You guys have your programs in front of you. You may notice the cast listing has no names next to it. Why is that? That's because everyone's finding out who they're playing right now. I'm our casting director. They're going to draw a name for this hat. They're going to go backstage. They have like 5-10 minutes while I tell you guys everything and draw time so they can learn their characters, get in the costume, and then come out and do the show completely unrehearsed. Are we ready? Who is the first one who's going to draw? Who was our host last night and did a terrific job. Very kind. I am the Countess. He is the Countess. Good job hosting last night. I lied completely about that. Donaldson now is going to be Lefou. Make your parents proud, Jim. Mr. Reince will be playing Diana. Dirty Diana. Steve Wolterstorff is playing. It's a program. It's not that hard. Gentleman! The gentleman! He is the gentleman, but he is not the gentleman. Katerina is going to be playing the widow! The widow! Who's next? The boy Keith here shall be playing.
I got three. I got like three.
You only need one.
Mariana!
Mariana! Who's next? Nick. He's the man to watch.
No, never. What? Who is it? It's
Helena! And that's Brian. Brian Mayer is next.
I'm going to be a person.
Brian will be someone. That's true.
Parolles!
Parolles! Jerk. Sarah shall be playing. Who are you playing? The Steward. Sarah's playing the Steward. Ashley is playing
The King.
the King! And finally, Andrea is playing
Shocking. Bertram.
Bertram! And Sarah has the lead. So they're going to go backstage, they're going to get in costume, they're going to try their best to get ready for this. And while they're doing that, it's my job to eat time. And for the people who have not been here before, there's a reason why we do Shakespeare in this very unique way. Because back in the day when Shakespeare was doing his plays, they didn't get a lot of rehearsal time. Most of the rehearsal time was done just to get the big things, like if they were dancing or fight choreography. That was the important part, because you want to get the dancing right and you don't want to die during the fight stuff. So the actors would need time to rehearse, and they need a place to do it where there's light, and preferably where there's beer. So they would go to a pub, and that's where they would practice. So anyone who is a patron of that bar at the time got to see the show in advance in its working stages. And that is us bringing Shakespeare back to what it was. People rehearsing, in quotes, in front of patrons of the bar. So that's the closest you'll ever get, unless you have a TARDIS, to see how exactly Shakespeare was back in the day. Now there are a few other things I would like to mention here at the top of the show. This hat is not only our casting director, it is also our agent. If you enjoy what you are seeing and felt like the $5 you paid to get in just wasn't enough, go ahead and throw $1 there. It'll be up at the bar. We appreciate it. It's how we get gas money to get to these shows. Also, we like to have a drinking game with all of our shows, which encourage our patrons to drink more. One thing Shakespeare really enjoys in his comedies is dick jokes. There aren't a lot of dick jokes in this one, but there are a lot of innuendos. So anytime you hear something that's an innuendo, drink. If you hear something that you think is an innuendo, drink. Even if something is not an innuendo, go ahead and drink. That's our drinking game. So have fun with that, and don't worry, the players will let you know when an innuendo happens anyway, and they'll give you an excuse to drink. So, also feel free to take pictures. We love it if you guys take pictures. We just ask that you tag us in it. Boozy Bard, MKE on Instagram, and just Boozy Bard on Facebook, right, Tom? Right? Yeah. Thanks for the help, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right, and also we have a trivia question for tonight, and the winner of that trivia question shall get something from Luke over there for Clark Street Brats.
Go get a sausage sandwich.
You get a sausage sandwich if you get this right. So, trivia question, you guys ready? One person's nodding at me, yes. You can talk to me if you want. That's the whole point of the show, is you can interact. Alright, so let me ask you again, are you guys ready for the trivia question? Yeah! Alright. What Italian play is All's Well That Ends Well based on?
Beats me.
That's correct. No, it's not. No one? It's called the Decameron, is what it is based on. So, sorry, Luke, no one gets the sausage. Sorry. What else? Remember to go visit your bartender Josh over there, treat him well, he's getting a drop. Let's see how the players are doing. I don't think I have anything else. Players, are you ready? Yes! Audience, are you ready? Yeah! Gladiators, ready? Alright, I give you Shakespeare raw. All's well that ends well.
Delivering my son from me, I bury a second.
And I didn't go in there weep o'er my father's death anew, but I must attend his majesty's commands, whom I am now on board, evermore in subjection.
You shall find of the king a husband, madam. You, sir, a father.
This young gentlewoman had a father. Oh, that had. Ay, how sad the passage is, whose skill was almost as great as his honesty. Would, for the king's sake, he were living, I think it would be the death of the king's disease.
How called you the man you speak of, madam?
Oh, he was famous, sir, in this profession. Oh, and it was his great right to do so. Gerard de Narbonne.
Was this gentlewoman the daughter of Gerard de Narbonne?
Oh, his sole child, my lord, and bequeaths to my overlooking. No more of this, Helena. Go to, no more, lest it be rather thought you affect a sorrow than have it.
I do affect a sorrow indeed.
That's not.
Shit! But
Madam, I desire your holy wishes.
how understand we that?
Be thou blessed, Bertram, and succeed thy father in manners as in shape. Thy blood and virtue contend thy empire in thee, and thy goodness. Farewell, my lord. 'Tis an unseasoned courtier, good my lord. Advise him.
I got this back.
Farewell, pretty lady. You must hold the credits of your father. I'm out.
Oh, were that all? I think not of my father, I've forgotten him. My imagination carries no favor in it, but Bertram. In his bright radiance and collateral light, must I be comforted not in his sphere. 'Twas pretty, though plague, to see him every hour, to sit and draw. His arched brows, his hawking eye, his curls, but now he's gone. An idolatrous fancy must sanctify his relics. That power is it which mounts my love so high, that makes me see and cannot feed mine eye. The mighty space and fortune nature brings to join the lights and kiss like hated things impossible. these strange attempts to those that weigh their pains and sense and do suppose what cannot be. Whoever strove to show her merit, what did miss her love? The king's disease. They may deceive me, but my intents are fixed, and I will not leave you.
Make way the king! Make way the king!
Here we are, Your Majesty. Youth. Oh, no. Thou bear'st thy father's face, frank nature, rather curious than in haste, hath well composed thee. Thy father's mortal heart mayst thou inherit too. Welcome to Paris and the King of France.
My thanks and duty are your majesties.
You get the intent. Okay, thank you. I would that I had the soundness now. And myself in friendship. First tried our soldiership.
His good remembrance, sir, lies richer in your thoughts than on his tomb.
Would I were with him.
Might be soon, dude.
He would always say, methinks I hear him now, his plausive words he scattered not in ears, but grafted them to grow there and to bear. Let me not live! Then his good melancholy oft began on this catastrophe and here the last time when it was out. Let me not live, quoth he, after my flame lacks oil to be the snuff of younger spirits, whose apprehensive sense is old, but new things decay. Whose judgments on mere fathers of their garments, and whose constancies expire before their fashion. How long is it, Count, since the physician at your father's died? He was much famed. I need his help.
Clearly, some 6 months, sir, my lord.
If he were living, I would try him yet. Let me in arm. The rest have worn me out.
No, get out of the way. Doctor is right.
Well,
Come on.
my son's out nearer.
Big up.
No.
What is your pleasure, madam?
You know, Helen, I am near a mother to you. What's the matter? What's this messenger of wet? The many-colored iris round thine eyes. Why? That you are my daughter?
Pardon, madam, the Count Roedel cannot be my brother. I am from humble, he from honored name. He must not be my brother.
Nor I your mother, because I'm too young and pretty.
Oh, you are my mother, madam. Would you were, but I your daughter. He must be my brother.
Yes, Helen, you might be my daughter-in-law. You love my son. Speak. Is so? Tell me truly.
Good, madam, pardon me.
Do you love my son?
Pardon, please, no mistress.
Love you, my son?
I confess here on my knee before high heaven above you, and then before you and next unto high heaven, I love your son. My friends were poor but honest, so's my love. I adore the son that looks upon his worshipper, but I knows of him no more.
Had you not lately an intent, and speak truly, to go to Paris?
Madam, I have.
Therefore, tell true.
I will tell truth. By grace itself I swear. You know my father left me some prescriptions of rare and proved effects, such as his reading and manifest experience had collected for general sovereignty. And that he willed me, in heedful reservation, to bestow them, as most those faculties inclusive were more than they were in note. Amongst the rest, there is a remedy, approved, set down, to cure the desperate languishings whereof the king is rendered lost.
So if I spoke Shakespeare, you'd never win to save the king's life. Cool. That was your motive. No, Paris wasn't to speak.
Yeah. But my lord, your son made me think of this. Else Paris and the medicine and the king had, from conversations of my thoughts, happily been absent then.
But think you, Helen, if you should tender your supposed aid, he would receive it? How shall they credit a poor, unlearned virgin, when the schools, empowered of the doctrine, have left off the danger to itself?
Give me leave to try success. I venture the well-worst life of mine on this grace is cured by such a day and hour.
Dost thou believest?
I, madam, knowingly.
Why, Helen, thou shalt have my leave and love. Be gone tomorrow, and be sure of this. What I can help thee to, thou shalt not miss.
Will you be cured of your infirmity?
No.
I have seen the medicine that is able to breathe life into stone. Quicken like a rock. And make you dance canary with sprightly fire and motion, whose simple touch is powerful to appraise King Pepin, nay, to give great Charlemagne a pen in his hand, and write to her a love line.
What her is this?
Why, Dr. She, my lord. There's one arrived, if you will see her now, by my faith and honor. If seriously I may convey my thoughts, in this my light deliverance, I have spoke with one that in her sex, her years, profession, wisdom, and constancy hath amazed me more than I dare blame my weakness. Will you see her? For that is her demand. And know her business? That doth laugh well with thee. Ha!
Now, good Lefou, bring in the admiration that we with thee may spend our wonder too. Or take off thine by wondering how thou did.
Nay, I'll fit you and not be a day all-nighter.
Thus he is special nothing ever prologues.
Nay, come your ways. This is His Majesty. Say your mind to him. A traitor you do look like, but such traitors His Majesty seldom fears. I am Crescent's uncle that dare leave you two together. Fare you well. I'm out.
Now, fair one. Does your business follow us?
Aye, my good lord. Gerard de Novon was my father, and what he did for us was well found.
I knew him.
The rather will I spare my praises torture, knowing him is enough. On the bed of death, many receipts he gave me, chiefly what, which, as the dearest issue of his practice and of his old experience, the oily darling he made me store up, as triple I, safer in mine own too, more dear. I have, sir, and hearing your majesty is touched with that malignant cause wherein the honor of my dear father's gift stands chief in power, I come to tender, and my appliance with all bound humbleness.
We thank you, maiden, but may not be so credulous of cure. When our most learned doctors leave us, and the congregated college have concluded that laboring art can never ransom nature from her inaidable estate.
My duty then shall pay me for my pains. I will no more enforce mine office on you, humbly entreating from your royal thoughts a modest one to very happy.
I must not hear thee. Fare thee well, kind maid. Thy pains not used must by thyself be paid. Proffers not to reap thanks for the reward.
My art is not past power, nor you past cure.
Are you so confident?
What is infirm from your sound parts shall fly. Health shall live free, and sickness freely die.
Upon thy certainty and confidence, what darest thou venture?
If I break time, or flinch in property of what I spoke, unpitied, let me die. Yeah, let me die. And, well deserved, not helping death my fee. But if I help, and I'll help, would you promise me?
Make thy demand.
Will you make it even?
I by my scepter and my hopes of heaven.
Then thou shalt give me with thy kingly hand what husband in thy power will command. But such a one, thy vassal, whom I know, is free for me to ask, thee to bestow.
Here is my hand. The promise is observed that I will by my performance shall be served.
They say miracles are past if we have our philosophical persons to make modern and familiar things supernatural and causeless. Hence it is that we make trifles of terrors, ensconcing ourselves into seeming knowledge when we should submit ourselves to an unknown fear.
Why, it is the rarest argument of wonder that is shut out in our other bands.
In a most weak and debile manner, great power, great transcendence, which should indeed give us a further use to be made than alone the recovery of the king as to be generally thankful?
No, I would have said that, but you said so well.
Oh, here comes the king!
Oh, the king.
Oh, the king! Oh, he's our brother!
Is that not Helena?
For God, I think so.
Fair maid, send forth thine eye, this youthful parcel of noble bachelors standeth my bestowing.
What?
Both self and power and father's voice I have to use thy frank election made. Thou hast options, and thou...
To each one of you, fair and virtuous mistress ball, when love please marry to each but one.
Peruse them well, not one of those, but had a noble father.
Gentlemen, heaven hath through me restored the king to health.
We understand it and thank heaven for you.
Make choice and see, who shuns thy love shuns all his love in me.
I had rather be in this choice than throw Ames ace for my life.
No, this is the man.
Oh, Zeus.
I shall beseech your highness, in such a business, give me leave to use the help of my own eyes.
She's so hot. Are you kidding
Knowest thou not what she has done for me?
Oh, my good lord, but who never know why I should marry her?
Thou knowest she has raised me from my sickly bed.
But follows it, my lord, to bring me down, must answer for your raising. I know her well. She had her breeding at my father's charge. A poor physician's daughter, my wife. Disdain rather corrupt me forever.
Tis only title thou disdainst in her, the which I can build up. Strange is it that all bloods of color, weight, and heat poured all together with quite confound distinction, yet stand off in differences so mighty, if she be all that is virtuous. Say what thou dislikest, a poor physician's daughter, thou dislikest a virtue for the name, but do not so. From lowest place where the virtuous things proceed, the place is dignified by the doer's deed. Where great addition swells and virtue mounts and drops in honor. Good alone is good without a name. Vileness is so. The property by what it is should go, not by the title. I can create the rest, virtue, and she is her own dower, honor and wealth. From me she's going to be rich.
I cannot love her, and I will not strive to do it.
Thou wrongst thyself, if thou shouldst strive to choose.
That you are well restored, my lord. I'm glad. Let the rest go.
Aww. My honor is at the stake, which to defeat I must produce my power. Here, take her hand. Take her hand. Proud, scornful boy, unworthy this good gift to thine old fortunes, that obedient right which both thy duty owes and our power claims. Or I will throw thee from my care forever into the staggers and the careless lapse of youth and ignorance, both my revenge and hate loosing upon thee. In the name of justice, out of all terms of pity, speak, my answer.
Gracious Lord.
No.
For I submit my fancy to your eyes. What I consider what great creation and what dole of honor flies where you bid it. I find that she, which late was in my nobler thoughts most base, is now the praise of the king. So, who ennobled is as words were born, so.
Not so. Take her by the hand and tell her she is thine, to whom I promise a counterpoise, if not to thy estate, a balance more replete.
I take her hand.
Good fortune and the favor of the king smile upon this contract, whose ceremony shall seem expedient on the now board brief and be performed tonight. The solemn feast shall more attend upon the coming space, expecting absent friends. As thou lovest her, thy love's to me religious, else does err.
Undone and forfeited to cares forever.
Oh, what's the matter, sweetheart?
Besides, more I will not.
What? What, sweetheart? Come on, you can do it.
Oh, my parolles, they have married me.
Huh?
Out to the Tuscan wars and never beg them. Send her to my house, acquaint my mother with my hate. And wherefore I am fled right to the king. That which I durst not speak, his present gift shall furnish me to those Italian fields, where noble fellows strife, war is no strife, to the dark house and the detested wife.
Was this Capriccio holding thee, art sure?
Go with me to my chamber and advise me. I'll send her straight away tomorrow out to the wars. She to a single sorrow.
You're a dick. Why are these balls bound? There's noise in it. His heart. Drink, that's a dick joke. Drink. A young man married is a man that's now. Therefore away and leave her bravely. Go. The king has done you wrong, but hush, be so. Do what you want. It's your life. Bless you, my fortunate lady.
I hope, sir, I have your good will, have mine own good fortunes.
Here's the thing. Madam, my lord will go away tonight. A very serious business calls on him. A great prerogative and right of love, which, as your due time claims, he does acknowledge. You're gonna, you know. but puts it off into a compelled restraint, whose want and whose delay is rudely sweet, which they distilled now in the correct time, to make the coming hour o'erflow with joy and pleasure around the brim.
God, you're French.
So
instant leave of the king, and make this haste as your own good proceeding, strengthened with what apology you think may make it probable need.
And what more commands he?
That, having this obtained, you presently await his further pleasure.
Everything I wait upon his will.
Oui, bien. I shall report it so.
Pray you, go, Sirrah.
Is she going to the king?
She is,
Will she away tonight?
as you'll have her.
I've written my letters, casketed my treasure, given order for our horses, and tonight, when I should take possession of the bride,
Really should.
and before I begin,
A good traveler is something at the latter end of a dinner. But one that lies 3/3 and uses a known truth to pass 1,000 nothings with should be once heard and thrice beaten. God save you, Captain.
is there any unkindness between my lord and yours?
It has been 593 days, 17 hours, 16 minutes, and 43 seconds since I've gotten late.
Well, I can't help you there, buddy. I know not how I have deserved to run into my lord's displeasure.
You have made shift to run into it. Boots and spurs and all, like him that leaped into the custard, and out of it you'll run again rather than suffer question for your residence.
It may be that you've mistaken him, my lord.
Yeah.
And shall do so ever. Though I took him at prayers. Fare you well, my lord. And believe this of me, there can be no kernel in this light nut.
Whoa, keep your light nuts away from me.
The soul of this man in his clothes. Trust him not in matter of heavy consequence. I have kept of them tame and know their natures. Farewell, monsieur. I have spoken better of you than you have or will to deserve at my hand. But we must do good against evil. I'm out. It's crazy.
He's an idol, though, I swear.
I think so. Here comes my claw.
Oh, come on, she's your wife, man.
I have, sir, as I was commanded from you, spoke with the king and have procured his leave for present parley. Only he desires some private speech with you.
I shall obey his will. You must not marvel, Helen, at my course, which holds not color with the time, nor does the ministration and required office on my particular. This is my mother. 'Twill be 2 days ere I shall see you, so I leave you to your wisdom.
Sir, I can nothing say, but that I am your most obedient servant.
Oh, give her a little kiss, huh? Give your wife a kiss. Come on.
No more of that.
Come on. Come on.
Farewell.
Just a little. Oh, what is
Go, thou toward home, where I will never come, whilst I can shake my sword and hear the drum. Away before our flight.
Bravely, Courageous. You're so brave.
You know, I feel like I am.
Yeah.
Let me see what he writes and when he means to come. I have sent you a daughter-in-law. She hath recovered the king and undone me. I have wedded her, not bedded her. I will bed her. And sworn to make the knot eternal. You shall hear I am run away. Know it before the report come. If there be breath enough in the world, I will hold the long distance. My duty to you, your unfortunate son, Bertram.
Oh.
This is not well. Rash and unbridled boy, to fly the favors of so good a king, to pluck his indignation on my head. by the misprizing of a maid too virtuous for the contempt of employer. Oh, man.
Madam is gone! Forever gone! Look at this letter, madam.
I'm delivering it.
Whenever thou canst give the ring upon my finger, which never shall come off, and show me a child begotten of thy body that I am father to, then call me husband. But in such a then I write a never. This is a dreadful sentence.
He always was terrible at writing, yes. I prithee, lady, have no better cheer. If thou engross all the Greeks are gone, thou robb'st me of a moiety, who is my son, but I do wash his name out of my blood.
Till I have no wife, I have nothing. In France, 'tis better.
Nothing in France, until he have no wife. There's nothing here that is too good for him, but only she, and she deserves a lord. That 20 such rude boys might tend upon, and call her hourly mistress.
Till I have no wife, I have nothing in France. Nothing in France. Until he has no wife. Thou shalt have none, Roussillon! None in France! Then hast thou all again. My being here is that poultry hence. What shall I say here? Do it? No. None! Although the air of paradise should fan the house and angel's office all, I will be gone. That pitiful rumor may report my flight to consolidate thine ear. Come, night and day, for with the dark, poor thief, I will steal away.
I don't know. I'm not paying attention because I was too busy trying to get our fucking lights to work. That's intermission, guys. We're going to take a 10-minute short break. Get a drink from my friend Josh up there. Get some food from my friend Luke over there. And we'll be back with some intermission entertainment before we get back to the second half. All's well that ends well.
This is from the last issue called Brewery 15. This is Bastard as Far by Mark Antoni Rossi. Once upon a rhyme, I coveted the king's seat. All I could see was red meat. Once upon a pence, I spent pounds to defeat the very ships of flag and fleet. Once upon a rose, I slayed love in the steep to win a crown obsolete. Once upon a port, I drank gallons to greet ghosts of glory most indiscreet. This next poem is by Gary Sullivan. Gary is a DJ in New York who plays world music that he buys the CDs at like bodegas all around New York and plays it on the radio. It's pretty great. But he also writes poetry and he does these wonderful things where he takes comic strips that you're familiar with and then he just plugs in things like Emily Dickinson poems instead of all the other things. It's really funny. This one, kind of timely, it's called That a Hamster Can Be President. It seems crazy, right? That people would elect a hamster. But in a world where disjunctive poetry is the norm, all kinds of weird shit could go down. Fucking should have ended with that one. This is from my book. It's called High Art Love Poems. Came out in 2012 on Broken First Press. It's not as funny as Gary Sullivan, so I picked out the sort of funniest love-ish poem in here called The Intermittent Gardener. I'll tell you in blurred vision, the kink in the hose went out as I spun in the grass. Now, is there any way we can replicate this easy solution to an obvious problem?
You've been here before. I was gonna say, hey, Brian's gonna come out, and you can just jump out anyway.
You can just say it now.
Everything, but yeah, whatever. Everybody, please turn your attention to this asshole. He's gonna sing a song for you, and then I'll make sure to come out before you're done. You know,
Okay.
Your whole flow. All right.
Great.
Anyway, here's Brian. Yeah. Enjoy his song. Thanks.
Ron Swanson, everyone. All right, here we go. We're gonna do this. Okay.
Only daughter of a doctor who died. Her name is Helena, she likes the son of the Countess, his name's Bertram. Yeah, she's crushing on him hard, wants him real bad. But he's a noble and she's a doctor's daughter, so he treats her like she came from the God. Now he's going off to France, but Helena won't let him go. You know she followed him from Timbuktu to Calcutta. And hear me, don't go chasing that asshole. Listen to the court of reason, all that you're used to. I know that you love him, but the feelings are mutual, and he doesn't like being harassed. The King of France has got a nasty infection, and his chances of recovery are poor. Helena shows up and states her intention to provide him with the most miraculous cure. She makes a wager that the king will get better. If he doesn't, then he can execute her. But if it works out, she gets to claim a special reward. Her selection of the country's most noble suitors. Listen to me, don't go chasing that asshole. Please be someone nice who won't berate or abuse you. I know that you want him as a husband, but he's just trouble. Like I said, he's kind of ass. Here we go. Number 2 ran away to Florence where the war was on. Now he's freaking till the dawn. He's late catching and he's taking their virginity. But now we've had a match in heaven because she's gonna win and she's got a plan to get her man and Diana to her sister. Use her as bait for a mystery date with the mister. Turn out the lights with a little bit of luck. She can get his ring and get herself a good one. Sweet loving, all that Helena's got a bun in the old oven. It's got a woman that she died. Make Bertram swallow his pride. If the man was satisfied, she can finally be his bride. Oh, just come to show if you want something, and you can get it with a little bit of grit and gumption. All's well that ends well, it's true. So believe in yourself. The rest is up to me and you. Stick up for yourself and for once make him come to you. Now you got him by the balls with no place left to go. Gonna make sure this marriage lasts. Thank you.
Hopefully you are. So now I give you the final half of Shakespeare's Raw. All's well that ends well.
take the letter of her? Might you know she would do as she has done by sending me a letter or a series of tweets that you can read there on that device of yours? Oh, come on, it's not that hard. Yeah, read the thing.
Hang on, let me pull it up.
Yeah. I will take your drink.
Okay.
Here you go.
I am St. Jacques Pilgrim, thither gone.
Hashtag
Ambitious love, hath
Hashtag COVID 2012.
Right. Upon with tainted vows, my faults to have amended, right, that from the bloody course of war, my dearest master, your dear son, may have. Bless him at home in peace, whilst I from far his name with zealous fervor sanctify. His taken labors bid me him forgive. I, his despiteful Juno, sent him forth from courtly friends, camping foes to live. Where death and danger dogs the heel of worth, he is too good and fair for death and me, whom I first myself embraced and set him free.
Wonderful, fucking amazing. Oh, what sharp stings are in her mildest words! Rinaldo, you did never lack advice so much as letting her pass so. Had I spoke with her, I would have held her diverted her intents, which thus she hath prevented.
Pardon me, madam, if I had given you this at overnight, she might have been o'ertaken, and yet she writes, pursuit would be but vain.
What angel shall bless this unworthy husband? He cannot quiet unless her prayers, whom heaven delighted here and loves to grant, reprieve him from the wrath of greatest justice. Right, Rinaldo, to this unworthy husband of his wife. Let every word weigh heavy of her worth, that he does weigh too light, my greatest grief. Though little he do feel it, set down sharply, dispatch the most convenient messenger, when happily he shall hear that she is gone. He will return, and hope I may that she, hearing so much, will speed her foot again. Led hither by pure love, which of them both is dearest to me. I have no skill and sense to make distinction, provided this messenger. My heart is heavy, and mine age is weak. Grief would have heroes. Tears and sorrow bids me speak. Even the stupid accent is fucking Shakespeare.
That with his own hand he slew the Duke's brother.
Diana, take heed of this. Friend Cheryl, the honor maid is her name. No legacy is so rich as honesty.
I have told my neighbor how you have been solicited by a gentleman and his companion.
I know that knave. Hang him.
Hang him!
One Parolles. A filthy officer.
Filthy!
He is no suggestion to her young girl. Have him. Diana, their promises, enticements, oaths, tokens, all these engines of lust. They are not things to go on. Many a maid hath seduced by them. I hope your own grace will keep you where you are. Though there were no further danger known of modesty. But it's so lost.
Oh, you do totally not interfere me. Totally. I hope so. Look! Here comes the pilgrim. I know she will lie at my house. Thither they send one another. I'll question her. God save you, pilgrim. Whither are you bound?
It's me,
To Saint-Jacques-le-Grand! Where do the pilgrims lodge? I do beseech you, where do they lodge?
At the St. Francis, you're beside the port.
Is this the way?
Aye, merriest. I will conduct you where you shall be lodged. Or rather, for I know your hostess as ample as myself.
Is it yourself?
If you shall please so, pilgrim.
Thank you. I will stay upon your leisure.
You came, I think, from France.
I did so.
Here you shall see a countryman of yours that has done worthy service.
Oh! Really? His name, pray you?
Totally, guys. It's the Count Roedel-Schroeder.
Oh,
I know you're such a what?
By the ear that hears most nobly of him. His face I know not.
Well, whatsoever he is, he's bravely taken here and stole from France. As 'tis reported for the king had married him against his liking. Think you it is so?
Surely. Hear the truth. I know his lady.
Well, there is a gentleman that serves the count reports but coarsely of her.
What's his name?
I believe it is Monsieur Parolles or something like that.
I believe with him an argument of praise, or to the worth of a great count himself. She is too mean to have her name repeated. All of her deserving is a reserved honesty, and that I have not heard examined.
Alas, poor lady, 'tis a hard bondage to become the wife of the detesting lord. But totally come with me, and I'll bring you where you shall host. I got this, yeah. I got this. Just go this way.
Why do you have lives with no name and I have a name but no life? This is all I got the whole time.
If you misdoubt me that I am not she, I know not how I shall secure you further. I shall lose the ground I work upon.
Though my estate be fallen, I was well born. Nothing acquainted with these businesses, and would not put my reputation now in any staining act.
No, what I wish. First, give me trust. The Count is my husband. And what you sworn counsel I have spoken is from word to word, and you cannot, by the good aid that I of you shall borrow, err in the stone.
I should believe you, for you have showed me that which well approves your great fortune.
Take this purse of gold and let me buy your friendly helpless heart, which I will repay again when I have found it. The Count, he woos your daughter, lays down his wanton siege before her beauty, resolved to carry her, let her in fine consent, as will direct her how 'tis best to bear it. Now, his important blood will not deny that she'll demand
a ring. The county bear. That downward had succeeded in his house from son to son some 4 or 5 descents since the first father wore it. This ring he holds in motion, rich, choice, yet in his idle fire, without his will, it would not seem too dear, however repented after.
Now I see the bottom of your purpose.
You see it lawful then. It is no more, but that your daughter, ere she seems as one, desires this ring, appoints him an encounter, in fine, delivers me to fill the time, herself most chastely absent. After this, to marry her. I'll have 3,000 crowns to one's passed already.
I have yielded. Instruct my daughter how she shall persevere, that time and place for this deceit so lawful may prove coherent. Every night he comes with musics of all sorts and songs composed to her unworthiness, and nothing steeds us to chide him from our ease, for he persists as if his life depends on it.
Why then tonight? Let us essay our plot, which, if its speed, is wicked meaning, and a lawful deed, and lawful meaning, and a lawful act, are both not sin, and yet a sinful fact.
Whatever, I don't care.
Fine, let's it was a thing, I was being witty. I'm paying you.
Hey. They told me your name was Swanson? Oh my god, my Lord Diana. Goddess. And worth it with addition, but fair soul, is your fine frame handle of no quality? If the quick fire of youth light not your mind, you are no maiden but a monument. When you are dead, you should be such a one as you are now, for when you are cold and stem, and you should be as your mother was when your sweet self was not.
So then she was then honest.
So should you be.
No. My mother did what duty, such my lord, as you owe to your wife.
No more then. I pray thee do not strive against my vows. I was compelled to her, but I love thee.
So you serve us till we serve you, but when you have our roses, you barely leave our thorns to prick ourselves and mock us with our bareness.
How have I sworn?
Give me that ring. Yeah, that one, 15.
I'll lend it thee, my dear, but I have no power to give it from me.
Will you not, my lord?
Yeah.
Oh. It is an honor belonging to my house, bequeathed down from many ancestors, which were the greatest opportunity the world in me to lose.
Mine honors such a ring, my chastity, the jewel of our house. Oh my God, bequeathed down from many ancestors, which were greatest obloquy I the world in me to lose. Thus your own proper wisdom brings in the champion honor of my heart against your vain assault.
The ring.
Yeah.
I know.
That ring?
Here. Take my ring, my house, mine honor, yea, my life. Be thine, and I'll be bid by thee.
Well, okay, like this is totally gonna happen. When midnight comes, knock at my chamber window, okay? And I'll order take my mother shall not hear. Now I will charge you in the band of truth when you have conquered my yet maiden bed. Remain there but an hour nor speak to me. Don't fucking talk to me. My reasons are most strong, and you shall know then. When back again this ring I shall be delivered, and on your finger in the night I'll put another ring. That what in time precedes may token to the future our past deeds. Adieu till then.
Fail not. You have won a wife of me. Though there my hope be done.
A heaven on earth I have won by wooing thee.
Later, after Helena and Bertram met at midnight and had sex with each other.
Helena came.
Now you must know, I'm supposed to be dead. Now the army breaking, my husband hies him home, where heaven aiding, and by the leave of my good lord the king, will be before our welcome.
Gentle madam, you never had a servant to whose trust your business was more welcome.
Nor you, mistress, ever a friend whose thoughts more truly labored to recompense your love. Doubt not that heaven hath brought me upon your daughter's dower, as it hath fated her to be my motive, and help her to a husband. You, Diana, under my poor instructions, yet must suffer something in my behalf.
Yes. Let death and honesty go with your impositions. I am yours upon your will to suffer.
Yet may pray you, but with the word the time will bring on summer, when briars shall have the leaves as well as thorns, and be as sweet as short yesterday. Our wagon's prepared, and time revives us. All's well that ends well. Still, fine is the ground. Whatever the course, the end is the renown.
Your son was misled with a sipped taffeta fellow there. Doughy youth of a nation in his color. Your daughter-in-law had been alive at this hour. Your son here at home, more advanced by the king than by that red-tailed humble bee, I speak of.
I suppose that I would I had not known him. It was the death of the most virtuous gentlewoman that ever nature had praised for creating. If she had partaken of my flesh and cost me the dearest crumbs of a mother, I would not have owed her a more rooted love.
'Twas a good lady.
Mine own.
We may cook 1,000 salads ere we light on such another herb.
Well,
I might be. And I was about to tell you,
oh yes,
since I heard of the good lady's death, and that my lord your son was upon his return home, I moved the king, my master, to speak in the behalf of my daughter, which, in the minority of them both, his majesty, out of a self-gracious remembrance, did first propose. His highness hath promised me to do it.
Who is badly written?
And to stop up the displeasure he hath conceived against your son. There is no fitter. There is no fitter man. How does your ladyship like it?
Oh, very much content, my lord, and I wish it happily effected. Gross.
His Highness comes post from Marseille, of as able body as when he numbered 30. Remember that?
You can bounce a quarter out there.
I mean, it's talking.
Totally in the script, I don't know what you're talking about.
He will be here tomorrow!
Oh!
Or, I am deceived by him that in such intelligence hath seldom failed.
It rejoices me that I hope I shall see him ere I die. I have letters that my son will be here tonight, I shall beseech your lordship to remain with me until they meet together.
My spell is over, baby! Madam, I was thinking with what matters I might safely be admitted.
You need but plead your honorable privilege.
Look, lady!
Hi, Jim's mom.
Hi, Mom! Lady, of that I have made a bold charter, but I thank my God it holds it yet.
If you want holding a beer, I'd carry you off.
Let me just watch you walk away. Come on.
You're welcome!
Yes, but this extreme posting, day and night, must wear your spirits low. We cannot help it. But since you have made the days and nights as one, to wear your gentle limbs in my affairs, behold you do so grow in my report, as nothing can enrich you. Happy time. Ah! This man may help me in if he would spend his hour. Well, I've seen you, sir.
Yes! And you!
Sir! I have seen you before, friends.
Well, I have sometimes been there.
I do presume, sir, that you are not fallen from the report that goes upon your hoodies, and therefore goaded with most sharp occasions. Which I shall continue. Well done.
What's your will?
Please give this war petition to the king. Hold on. That it will please you to give this war petition to the king.
Yes.
And aid me with that store of power you have to come to his presence.
Well, the king's not here.
Not here, sir.
Not indeed. He hence removed last night, and with more haste than is his use.
Lord, how we lose our pains!
Well, all's well that ends well.
How exciting!
Yet though time seems so adverse and means unfit, I do beseech you. Whither is he gone?
Mary, as I take it to Roedel-Schroeder. Whither I am going.
I do beseech you, sir, since you are like to see the king before me, in the paper to his gracious hand, which I presume shall render you no blame, but rather make you thank your things for it. I will come after you with that good speed, or our means will make us meet.
This I'll do for you. Yes, go ahead. Yes, it was true.
And you shall find yourself well thanked. Whatever faults more. We must horse again. Go, 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 go. Goodbye.
Be well.
We lost the children. Now our esteem is made much more by it with your son as wonderful. Let's send to know her estimation home.
Oh, 'tis past my liege, and I beseech your majesty. I'm a terrible human being, and I beseech your majesty to make a natural rebellion done in the blaze of youth when oil and fire is fine, so strong to reasons for, or bears it and burns on.
My honored lady, I have forgiven and forgotten all. Though my revenge then his high leant upon him and watched the time to shoot.
This I must say! But first, I beg my pardon. The young lord did to his majesty, his mother, and his lady, offense of mighty note, but to himself, the greatest wrong of all. He lost a wife whose beauty did astonish the survey. Of richest eyes, whose words all ears took captive, whose dear perfection hearts that scorned to serve humbly called mistress.
Praising what is lost makes the remembrance dear. Well, call him hither, we are reconciled, and the first view shall kill all repetition. Let him not ask our pardon, the nature of his great offense is dead.
I shall, my liege, yes.
Why?
What says he to your daughter? Have you spoke?
All that he is hath reference to your highness.
Then we shall have a match. I have letters sent me that set him high in fame.
He looks well armed.
Why? I am not a day of season. Without may see a sunshine and a hail in me at once, but the brightest beams distracted clouds give way. So stand thou forth, the time is fair again.
My high repented blames, dear sovereign, pardon to me.
All is whole. Not one word more of the consuming time. Let's take the instant by the forward top, for we are old, and on our quickest decrees, the inaudible and noiseless fool of time steals ere we can effect them. You remember the daughter of this lord?
Admiring thee, my liege, at first, I struck my choice of honor ere my heart durst make too bold a herald of my tongue. Where the impression of mine eye in fixing thee, contempt, a scornful perspective did lend me, which warped the line of every other favor. Scorned a fair color, expressed it stolen, extended or contracted all proportions to a most hideous object. Thence it came that she whom all men praised, and whom myself, since I have lost and loved, was in mind's eye the dust that did offend.
The fuck you say?
Well, excuse
Father's son.
that thou didst love her, strike some scores away from this great comp. But love that comes too late, like a remorseful pardon, slowly carried to great sender turns a sour offense. Crying, that's good, that's gone. All rash faults make trivial cries of serious things we have, not knowing them until we know their grave. The main consent are had, and here we'll stay to see our widower's second marriage day.
Which better than the first? Oh, dear heaven bless. Oh, ere they meet in me, oh, nature sees.
Come on, my son, in whom my house's name must be digested. Give favor from you to sparkle in the spirits of my daughter, that she may quickly come.
I heard that about her.
By my old beard, and by every hair that's on it. That's dead. Was a sweet creature, such a ring as this, the last that ere I took her at court, I saw upon her finger.
Now, pray you let me see it, for mine eye, while I was speaking of it, oft was fastened to it. The ring was mine, and when I gave it to Helen, I bade her, if her fortunes ever stood necessity to help, that by this token I would relieve her. I do not craft to read her of what should stead her most.
My gracious sovereign, however it pleases you to take it so, the ring was never hers.
Son, on my life. I have seen her wear it, and she was reckoned it at her life's rate.
I'm sure I saw her wear it.
I received, my lord. She never saw it. In Florence. Was it from a casement thrown me, wrapped in paper, which contained the name of her that threw it. Noble she was, and though I stood engaged, when I described my own fortune and informed her fully, I could not answer that with honor. As she made the overture, she ceased. She ceased in heavy satisfaction and would never receive the ring again. So now I have it.
Wounded himself that knows the teeth and multiply medicine hath not in nature's mystery more science than I have in this ring. 'Twas mine, 'twas Helen's, whoever gave it you.
She never saw it.
Thou speaks it falsely, as I love thine honor, and makes conjectural fears to come into me, which I would fain shut out if it should prove that thou art so inhuman. Will not prove so, and yet I know not. Thou didst hate her deadly, and she is dead, which nothing but to close her eyes myself to win me to believe more than to see this ring. Take him away!
Oh, my baby!
If you shall prove the ring was ever hers, you shall as easy prove that I husbanded her bed in Florence, where she yet never was.
I am wrapped in dismal thinkings. Come on. Out. Out. Oh.
Gracious sovereign, whether I have to blame or not, I know not. Here's a petition from a Florentine, who hath for 4 or 5 rooms come short to tender her it herself. I undertook it, vanquished thereto by the fair grace and speech of the poor supplicant, who by this I know is here attending. Her business looks at her with an importing visage, and she told me in sweet verbal belief, it did concern your highness with herself.
Upon his many protestations to marriage, and his wife was dead, I blush to say he won me. Now is the Count Roedel-Schroeder a widower? Is his vows of forfeited to me, and my honors paid to him. He stole from Florence, taking no leave, and I followed him to his country for justice. Granted me, O king, you it best lies. Otherwise, does the use of flourishes, and the whole days undone. Diana Capulet.
I will buy me a son-in-law in a fair, and toll for this, I'll none of him.
The heavens have got well of thee, Lefou. To bring forth this discovery, seek these suitors, go speedily and bring again the count. I am afeard that the love of Helen lady was foully snatched.
Now justice on the doers.
I wonder, sir, since wives are monsters to you, and that you fly them as you swear the lordship yet you desire to marry. What woman's that?
I am, my lord, a wretched Florentine, derived from the ancient Capulet. My suit, as I understand you know, and therefore know how far I may be paid.
I am a mother, sir, whose age and honor both suffer.
She's super old, yeah.
Although this complaint you bring and both shall cease. Cease, I tell you, without your remedy.
Why don't you sit down?
Come in, count. Do you know these women?
My lord, I neither can nor will deny that I know them. Do they charge me further? Why do you look so strangely upon your wife?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she is none of mine, lord. If you shall marry, you give away this hand, and that is mine. You give away heaven's vows, and those are mine. You give away myself, which is known mine. For I vow I am so embodied yours, that she which marries you must marry me, either both or none.
Just like
Your reputation comes too short for my daughter. You are no husband her.
Declare
My lord, this is a fond and desperate creature, whom sometimes I have laughed with. Let your highness lay a more noble thought upon my honor than for me to think I would sing it here.
Sir, you, my thoughts, you have them ill to friends till your deeds gain them. Better prove your honor than my fault it lies.
Good, my lord. Ask him upon his oath if he thinks he had not my virginity.
What?
What sayest thou to him?
She is included, my lord, and was a common gamester to the camp.
He does me wrong, my lord. If I were so, he might have brought me a common price. Do not believe him. Behold this ring. Do you see this fucking ring? Whose high respect and rich validity did lack a parallel, yet for all that, he gave it to a commoner o'er the camp, if I be one.
He blushes, and 'tis it all 6 preceding ancestors that gem, conferred by testament to the sequent issue. I'm so good at this.
Cool.
Had it been open word, this is his wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
That ring is 1,000 proofs.
We thought you said you saw one here in court could witness it.
I did, my lord, but though to produce so bad an instrument, his name is like Parolles.
He sounds like a cool guy.
I saw the man today.
Yeah.
If man he be.
Oh, he man.
He's so
Sorry, man.
He's the most perfidious slave. With all the spots of the world taxed and boshed, whose nature sickens but to speak a truth? Am I, or that, or this, or what he'll utter, that will speak anything?
She hath that ring of yours.
I think she has. Certain it is that I liked her, and boarded her in way of wanting. You totally did that.
Yeah, send for your ring. I will return it home and give me mine again. I carry it not.
What ring was yours, I pray you?
Sir, much like the same that's on your finger. Like that one.
This ring was his of late.
And 'twas I that gave it to him, being a benefit. You know.
The story that you threw it to me out of the case.
No, I have totally spoken truth. My lord, I do confess. Yeah. It says. Yeah.
You Wolterstorff, the ever fed the stars. Is this the man you speak of?
Yeah.
Tell me, sirrah, but tell the truth. I charge you, not fearing the displeasure of your master, which on your just proceeding on court, by him and by this woman here, when known.
Which woman?
That.
Oh, this one. Oh, her. So please, your majesty, my master has been an honorable gentleman. Tricks he hath in him and on him, as which gentlemen have.
Oh. Come to the purpose. Did he love this woman?
Oh, faith, sir, he did, but how?
How, I pray you?
You did love her, sir, as a gentleman of the woman. He loved her, sir, and loved her not, you know.
And so, and what the equivalent of companionship?
I am a poor man, and at your majesty's command.
Yeah. Drunk, my lord, but a naughty orator.
Yeah, this guy gets it.
Oh, fuck off.
This ring you say was yours.
Yeah, I'm my good lord, totally.
Where did you buy it?
It was not given to me, nor did I buy it.
Who lent it to you?
It was not lent to me, neither
Where did you find it then?
I found it not.
If it was yours by none of all these ways, how could you give it him?
I never gave it to him.
This
The ring. I'm talking about the ring.
This Wait. This woman's an easy glove, my lord. With pleasure.
Oh my!
It was mine. I gave it his first wife.
It might be yours or hers, for aught I know.
Take her away. I do not like her now. And away with him, unless thou tellest me where thou hast this ring, thou diest within an hour.
Great king, I am no strumpet. I am either maid or else this old man's wife.
She does abuse our ears. To prison with her.
No. Good mother, fetch my veil. Stay, royal sir. Fetch my veil. I can't see. I'm strong.
Damn, that little red cat.
The jeweler that owes the ring is sent for, and he shall surely me. But for this lord, who hath abused me as he knows himself, though yet he never harmed me, here I put him. He knows himself my bed he hath defiled. And at that time he got his wife with child, dead though she be, tumbly down. She feels her young one kick, so there's my riddle. One that's dead is quick, and now behold the meaning.
His sin of exorcist beguiles the truer office of my eyes is the real that I see.
Just get that point.
No, my good lord, but 'tis but the shadow of a wife, you see. The name and not the thing.
Journal.
Both. Pawns.
What now?
Oh, my good lord. When I was like this maid.
It meant nothing. It meant nothing.
When I was like this maid, I found you wondrous kind. There's your ring. And look, you. Here's your letter. It says, when from my finger you can get this ring, and are by me with child, etc., etc. This is done. Will you be mine, now that you are doubly one?
Oh yeah, I'm into it. If she, my liege, can make me know this clearly, I'll love her dearly, ever dearly.
What the fuck is happening?
It's all this French stuff.
Story known to make the even truth in pleasure flow. If thou beest yet a fresh, uncropped flower,
Totally.
yes, choose thou thy husband,
Hey! That's good.
and I will take thy death. For I can guess that by thy honest aid thou keep'st a wife herself, thyself a maid. Of that and all the progress, more or less, resolvedly more leisures shall express. All yet seems well, and if it end so meet, the bitter past, more welcome is the sweet.
If that was Shakespeare's wrong, all's well that ends well. Come on, men down there. Everyone, please, let's hear it for the Steward, Sarah. As for lovely Mariana, because without you, we would